to defer, so they will kick off. Iowa State will receive. Jarvis West and Josh Lenz are back deep as Anthony Cantelli will kick off for the Wildcats. The wind is blowing straight towards the end zone where Iowa State is standing. And we are set to go here in Ames. And with the wind behind them, that'll be a touchback for the Cyclones as they will start with the ball at the 25-yard line. Jared Barnett, we spoke about him in the open. This is a guy who last year started 6 games after an injury to Steel Chance. He took over last week, and he gave this team confidence.
Yeah, he sure did. He's a player. He's a quarterback. He's a leader now, and they have the confidence in him to go out and run the plays and execute this offense.
Jared Barnett, last year against Kansas State, pretty good numbers. You can see he can do some damage with his arm and his legs. They'll start in the shotgun with Chantrell Johnson in the backfield. On first down, the first pass is incomplete, nearly intercepted by Nigel Malone. The pass was intended for Aaron Horn.
Well, you can tell, like last week, they had the same situation. They wanted to get early, him feeling comfortable in the position of quick passes and quick throws.
Second down and 10. Rolling out on the play action. Barnett has his man Horn complete for the first down up to the 47-yard line. A 22-yard completion. And this Iowa State team is not wasting any time getting into the hurry-up. It's kept by the quarterback Barnett up the middle for 3 yards. Sets up second down and 7. John Sewell with the tackle.
You're going to see today that they're going to have the read zone play as a big part of their offense. Their quarterback, that mesh point is going to be very important. The reads on the defensive ends, the linebackers, and even some of the interior linemen are who that quarterback's looking at.
Chantrell Johnson in motion. Barnett swings it out to him. Open field. Cuts it back, dives forward, and he'll get up to the 47-yard line of Kansas State, a pickup of 3. Sua with a second tackle. Third down and 4 coming up here for the Cyclones.
Look at those slot receivers. Anticipates if they blitz to throw those quick passes.
Barnett, low throw intended for Josh Lenz.
Well, right here, that's just too bad that he couldn't connect on this third down play. He really had the inside receiver and then just hesitated a little too much before he threw that football, and he's a little off balance.
Kirby Vanderkamp will punt. Tremaine Thompson is standing back at his own 10-yard line. Into that wind, you can see it just hit a wall as Thompson makes the fair catch at the 18-yard line. A 29-yard punt by Vanderkamp. Eric, how about the impact players first for Kansas State?
Well, we talk about Colin Klein a lot. I like that he's unconventional. He gets the job done. He's very consistent. Look at John Hubert. The way that he scores touchdowns, makes the big play. That was so exciting to watch with him. And B.J. Finney, he's a leader, but he loves this physical football game and the running attack that Kansas State has.
Kansas State averaging 264 yards per game on the ground. First down, the handoff to Hubert, trying to turn the corner, and Hubert gets run out of bounds, be marked out at the 22-yard line. A pickup of 5. Jake Knott with the tackle.
Well, you know that Kansas State is going to run the football. You pretty much knew on the first play that they were going to do that. What they did so well there was Colin Klein's patience in the mesh. He had the ball to the very last second to John Hubert, which throws off the read for the linebacker, makes it tough.
Second down and 5. Braden Wilson in at fullback. Hubert in the backfield. Klein keeps it. He's got the first down. And Colin Klein gets tackled by Jake Knott. But that's what this guy does so well.
He does, and these plays are really set up for him. You see the lead blocker right here, Wilson. He just gets in there, makes a great block where he can come inside of that. Probably should have stayed straight up the field. Probably could have picked up 5 more yards. Here you see it again from another angle, and Colin Klein just kind of scooting to the outside, but smart picking up that first down.
Jake Knott, part of that linebacking tandem with A.J. Klein. Those two guys are so good, and now a timeout must be used here by Kansas State as the play clock was down to 3. The first timeout of the game. No score, first quarter, K-State and Iowa State. Impact players, Mr. Crouch, for Iowa State.
Yeah, well, this is the matchup all day long. It's going to be that interior lineman for Kansas State against the linebackers and interior lineman of Iowa State. Jake McDonough, he's the big guy in front that can push you off the ball, and the 2 linebackers who are ferocious. And I love that they don't miss tackles.
1st and 10, Klein under center. Terrell Miller in motion. The pitch to Hubert. And Hubert contained as he gets wrapped up at the 30-yard line. A pickup of 2. Roosevelt legit with a stop.
There was nobody that got fooled on this play. It wasn't going to be Jake Knott, number 20. You can see him here. He gets so far out to the outside that it forces Hubert back inside where all of his help is at.
2nd down and 8. Klein now in the shotgun. Klein back to pass for the first time. Throws, completes to his tight end, Zach Trujillo. And Trujillo up to the 44-yard line, picks up 15. Just the 2nd catch of the season for Trujillo.
Well, Colin Klein is patient in the running game, but you see him right here using his patience in the throwing game, waiting for that tight end just to come open. Nobody was covering him. It was a nice completion.
1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Hubert breaks a tackle, and he gets shoved out of bounds as he crosses midfield by Jacquez Washington, a pickup of 7. Time now for a game break. Let's check in with Patrick.
Justin there.
Whether there, whether here, power running backs all around.
Lead blocker right there in the game.
Handoff, Hubert again. Little dance move, gets up to the 45-yard line, picks up 4. Jansen Watson with the tackle.
A lot of time you can predict when 37, Braden Wilson's in the game, he's going to be lead blocking. But what Hubert does, he uses his vision. That play was supposed to go left, but he cuts back and goes right and picks up the first down.
Hubert, 4 carries, 18 yards already. That's a look of Braden Wilson, the fullback, who people say he's a pro prospect the way he can block. Klein will keep it, rolls out, throws, completes to Miller. And Miller has a first down the far sideline. Picks up 11 yards.
Colin Klein, again, using his patience, throwing on the run, getting the ball outside and making a play, but nobody covered the tight end, or the receiver, Terrell Miller. And that's what allowed them to complete that pass with ease.
4 first downs on this drive for the K-State Wildcats. Handoff to Hubert again, and Hubert ran into a wall of maroon jerseys. A.J. Klein, the first one there, a loss of 1.
Well, Iowa State's not a team that's going to be giving up on the interior line in the linebacker position. You can see right here, they fill the holes, they fill the gaps. Players all around wrapping up well on his legs and not allowing him to get out to the outside and use his speed.
2nd down and 11. 4 wide receivers in. Play clock at 6. Klein tries to dump it out to Hubert, overthrew him. 3rd down and 11 coming up. is a big play right now here defensively for Iowa State.
Not very often is Kansas State in a 3rd and +10 situation. So it'll be very interesting to see how Colin Klein sits in the pocket and throws this football.
Does he throw it, or is this 2-down territory? Are you going to try to kick a field goal as you're with the wind? Empty backfield, 3rd and 11. Klein drops back. Pressured, escapes the pocket, and Klein is going to run. And it looks like he picks up the 1st down.
Colin Klein is a special player for this reason. He can make plays with his legs. He can make plays with his eyes and his patience. But you see here, steps up. He was wanting to throw that football. But he said, I see the field open over here. I'm going to lose my speed and get to the end zone. His feet are just kind of gliding, and people misjudge the way that he runs because he's so unorthodox. So that's why they miss tackles on him.
A huge 3rd down conversion for Kansas State. Klein designed run. And Klein gets tackled at the 20-yard line by Jeremiah George for a pickup of 3.
Again, Colin Klein using his vision, his patience. We can't talk enough about that. The way that he glides, you know, he does cover a lot of ground when he runs. He may not look like he's the fastest guy on the field. He may not even be the fastest guy, but he covers a lot of ground.
With those long strides, 6'5", 12th play of the drive coming up for the Wildcats. This is what they do. Long, sustained drives.
Tight end in the game.
Klein keeps it. Flag comes in. And Klein gets tackled at the 17-yard line by Jaquez Washington. A pickup of 2. Let's see what this flag is for.
Personal foul, tripping, offense number 79. A 15-yard penalty, repeat 2nd down.
That's a big penalty against Keenan Taylor.
Sometimes you just get beat, you fall to the ground, and what you do right here is you use your leg to kind of kick the defensive end back. And the referees are going to see that. When they see legs flying up and defensive guys falling down, they'll call it.
So 2nd and 22. Klein, pump fake with plenty of time. Now comes near side to Harper. And Harper gets run out by Jeremy Reeves. A pickup of 11 sets up a much more manageable 3rd down.
Yeah, and what allows this play to be successful is the fact that the offensive line, you just see him right here, kind of form a nice little cup for Klein to sit in. Pump fakes, goes from one side of the field all the way to the left side of the field to make this completion. Had guys open early, but he didn't like it, and he goes back to his outlet. All the way on the other side of the field.
5 wide receivers in.
Middle of the field open.
Klein throwing to the end zone, and it's almost hauled in by Curry Sexton. Jeremy Reeves there on the coverage.
Well, Kansas State knows that Iowa State's going to be playing in man coverage, and they're going to take advantage of those one-on-one opportunities. Right here was one of those. Threw a nice pass. Receiver just couldn't get up and handle that ball.
Anthony Cantelli on for a 41-yard field goal attempt. That would be a season long. And Cantelli's kick is good. 3 points on the board for Kansas State. That 15-yard penalty was costly by Keenan Taylor. Iowa State, they'll be happy giving up just 3 after that long drive by the Wildcats. It's 3-0 K-State over Iowa State. 6.5-minute drive, 6 minutes and 42 seconds. Kansas State is only able to put 3 points on the board. and that could be key in this game. Can you keep Kansas State out of the end zone, because they have been so good this year?
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough as the game goes on, because that's what they do. They wear teams out. But Iowa State has to be very happy and pleased that they were able to hold them on the first drive of the game to a field goal.
Anthony Cantelli will kick off. Jarvis West and Josh Lentz are back deep. Remember, Cantelli is kicking with the wind at his back. And this will sail in and out of the end zone. Another touchback here as Iowa State will get the ball at the 25 when we come back. It is 3-0. Number 6 K-State leading Iowa State here in Farmageddon. K-State leading 3-0 here in the first quarter, and later today it's a Fox College football doubleheader as Utah battles UCLA, followed by number 11 USC taking on Washington. Vote on the college football social poll of the week. Who is the most NFL-ready quarterback? Is it Colin Klein, Matt Bartley, Braxton Miller, or Geno Smith? Log on to Facebook.com/Fox Sports to cast your vote. Poll results were earlier today in Fox College football. On first down, Barnett, a design run. And Barnett will pick up 3 yards, tackled by Arthur Brown, his first tackle of the day. And let's check in with Darius Walker about what, the footing for these guys?
Yeah, so when you get in conditions like these, typically the player has 2 different choices to choose from. The first cleat being a more turf-like cleat, and the second one being the screw-ins. These screw-ins come out and they can actually even be extended. You can get longer ones. So these are what the players have to choose from. Of course, I got my Nike gloves on here too, because I'm good like that. But Eric, I don't know about you. I decided to go with the screw-ins every time conditions were bad. That was always my choice.
Oh yeah, that was mine too. I like the old patent leather Adidas that we wore.
I would just go with flip-flops.
Yeah, you do pretty well out there in flip-flops today.
It's 3rd and 4. Barnett back to pass. And that pass is incomplete. The guys on the Iowa State sideline want a pass interference. Not happy. They thought Nigel Malone got there too early.
Yeah, I think I would agree with this. Nigel Malone on the pass right here. He sees it. He's on his back. Pushes him in his helmet. I think that's a PI that they missed for sure.
They just showed the replay here at Jack Trice Stadium. The fans here not happy. Josh Lentz not happy. But instead it's a 3-and-out forced by Kansas State as Kirby Vanderkamp will come on to punt for the second time, and Tremaine Thompson is standing at his own 30. Again, this is punting dead into the wind. If it's golf, it's like a 2-club wind. A good roll for Iowa State. And that will be marked out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Next Saturday, college football returns to FX as we bring you high-scoring Big 12 football again. It's either Texas Tech at TCU or Iowa State at Oklahoma State. We'll make the announcement tomorrow after all the day's results. Coverage of our FX Game of the Week presented by Geico begins next Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific.
Well, the landscape sure does change now that TCU is without their quarterback, Casey Paul Hall.
Angelo Pease in at tailback now. Terrell Miller in motion. It's the handoff to Pease, and Pease was trapped. He'll get tackled by Jeremiah George, a loss of 3. Let's check back in with Patrick O'Neill for another game break.
Red River rivalry, Cotton Bowl, Texas, Oklahoma. Call him the Belldozer. Blake Bell goes 8 yards for the touchdown, but the extra point would be blocked and would be returned the other way by Quandre Diggs for 2 points. Makes it 6-2. Emotions running high in this ball game. We'll keep you posted, Justin and Eric.
That's one of the wildest extra point attempts I think I've seen in a long time. 2nd and 13. Klein back to pass. With time again comes near side to Curry Sexton, and Sexton gets tackled by Jansen Watson. Well, we've got Kansas State here, who's in first place in the Big 12, a tie with West Virginia. That matchup is coming up next weekend on Fox, and everybody is looking forward to that. Iowa State, TCU, Texas, Texas Tech, Oklahoma, all tied at 500. 3rd and 10. And another timeout will be used here by Kansas State. That's their second of the quarter. It is 3-0. Kansas State facing a 3rd and 9 when we come back. This is why they called the timeout.
They did. They broke the huddle with 12 men, which should have been a penalty. You can see 3 receivers here, 2 here, that's 5. The running back should be coming out of the game. You can see the frustration now on Colin Klein's face as he knows he's got to burn that second timeout.
Now he's facing a 3rd and 9.
2 safeties deep.
Flag. A false start against Kansas State.
Offense number 78. A 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's the left tackle, Cornelius Lucas. It'll be now be a 3rd and 14 here for Kansas State.
Well, if you think about the way they typically play football all year to now, possibly a pass interference call, possibly breaking 12 men out of the huddle. Here a false start. That's 3 penalties here in the first quarter, a 1/3 of what they have with the whole year.
Flying, pressure, gets tripped up. A flag comes in a backfield as well. Ronnie Nelson with the sack. Let's see what this is for.
Number 73. The penalty is declined. 1st down.
A loss of 5 on the sack by Nelson.
And what Iowa State on defense has to do, their defensive linemen, they have to be aggressive. You see the twist here. 38 goes inside. Number 90 comes on the outside, and that's confusion up front on the offensive line.
Ryan Dorr on to punt. Aaron Horn, Josh Lentz are back deep. Lentz, the 38. Returns it up to the 43-yard line. A 7-yard return after a 41-yard punt. Introducing the Dr. Pepper tuition giveaway. Go to drpepper.com and tell us your story. You could win up to $100,000 in tuition. Iowa State will take the field after a big defensive stop, an uncharacteristic drive by Kansas State, as you had mentioned, with all those penalties. Now the question is, could Jared Barnett and Iowa State take advantage of this good field position?
Those were potential penalties, keep in mind. They weren't called.
Barnett to pass on 1st down, completes it to Horn. And Horn will take it up to the 47-yard line, tackled by Ty Zimmerman, a pickup of 4. Second down and 6. And off to Chantrell Johnson. Chantrell Johnson starting in the backfield because James White was a late scratch due to an undisclosed injury. So Chantrell Johnson will get the bulk of the carries with Jeff Woody. 3rd and 4 coming up.
Could have a zone read. They've got Aaron Horn out in the slot. They get pressure. Look for a blitz pickup. We're throwing the ball to him.
Barnett over the middle, complete to Horn. 1st down. Jared Milo with a tackle after a pickup of 11.
Now you think about the pressure that they bring here. It's really only a 5-man rush. From the outside, there's going to be some pressure here.
Johnson on the hurry up, the handoff up the middle, picks up 3. Adam Davis with a tackle. Barnett got the play from the sideline, tells his lineman, now goes in the shotgun. 2nd and 7. Zone read, the quick pass on the slant to the tight end, Ernst Brunn. An 8-yard completion, another 1st down.
This is the type of offense here that is reacting fast. Right there, they're reading the linebacker. So when he comes up, they throw that quick slant. That puts a lot of pressure on that linebacker to make himself in a position to make plays.
Barnett to the end zone, and he overthrows Aaron Horn. Second down and 10 coming up. You know, it's funny, we've talked about the wind. It's going into the face of Iowa State, but that has not scared Jared Barnett at all from trying to throw the ball.
No, it hasn't. You know, he's going to take advantage of opportunities like he did against TCU. If there's one-on-one matchups and he feels his guys are better, he's going to put that ball up there and let them make a play.
He keeps it up the middle on the zone read, and Barnett will pick up 9 yards, tackled by Ty Zimmerman, and now 3rd and 1, and they're going to the hurry-up. Hands it off. Arthur Brown there on the stop against Chantrell Johnson. Let's see where they spot this. And it looks like he's going to be short of that first down.
Well, it's hard to fool Arthur Brown. He's got tremendous speed and quickness, and he's a smart player. He's right here in your screen. He just uses his speed and his agility. You see him lunge for the tackle and then kind of tossed him off him afterwards. He's got a lot of strength.
A timeout taken here by Iowa State to think this one over. They trail 3-0. 5 a.m. Pacific. Going for it on 4th and 1. Jeff Woody in the backfield.
Interesting that they line up in the shotgun in 4th and 1.
Handoff is to Woody. He's got the first down and more. Across the 10. Ty Zimmerman and Trey Walker with a tackle.
They like Jeff Woody. He's their big running back. And when they need 1 yard, they feel confident that he's going to get it. But look at the blocking up front. You see those guys just get on a guy. That's all they're coached to do. Short, 1 yard gain, or excuse me, a 1 yard first down. Get on a guy. Find somebody to block. That's all you need to do.
Devondrick Neely now in that tailback. 1st and goal. A handoff to Neely, trying to get to the outside. And Neely will get forced out by Nigel Malone after a pickup of 4. 2nd and goal from the 5 coming up here for Iowa State.
Arthur Brown and that defensive line did a great job there of stringing that play out and letting his guys help him and push him out of bounds.
Chantrell Johnson comes back in at tailback. Barnett keeps it. Barnett spins around, tackled by Trey Walker. And that is probably going to be the final play of this first quarter. 3rd and goal from the 3 will be coming up for Iowa State to start the 2nd quarter. This is pretty much what we expected. A close battle here in the first quarter between number 6 Kansas State and Iowa State in Ames. 3-0, K-State leading after 1. It is 3-0 Kansas State over Iowa State as we start the 2nd quarter, but 3rd and goal from the 3 coming up for Iowa State. And Eric, that first quarter pretty much went as well as Iowa State almost could have hoped for.
Yeah, it did. I really like what they're doing with Jared Barnett at the quarterback position. Getting him involved in the running game is going to be key.
3rd and goal from the 3. Barnett to pass, touchdown, Chantrell Johnson.
Look at the design of the play. The lens runs it inside, brings in the coverage. Good separation by the running back, just outflanking Zimmerman there on the play for a touchdown.
Edwin Arceo on for the extra point. 7-3. Iowa State now leading Kansas State. After having some time to think about it, what does Iowa State come out with? A pass to their running back. Touchdown, Cyclones. Iowa State marches marching down the field. Started off with great field position. Went 57 yards in 12 plays, just under 4 minutes. And the first career receiving touchdown for Chantrell Johnson, 7-3. Cyclones now leading Kansas State. Edwin Arceo to kick off, and Tyler Lockett back deep in his own end zone. And Lockett will not have a chance to return this one, as Kansas State will take the ball at the 25-yard line. Time for a game break with Patrick O'Neill.
All right, Justin, back to Dallas. Cotton Bowl, Texas versus Oklahoma. OU's Damian Williams breaks loose into the second level. That's just bad tackling right there. And here comes a great block. 95-yard touchdown. Last year, OU beat Texas 55-17. I don't know. They have an inkling to put down another beatdown. Justin and Eric, back to you.
The Red River rivalry. Say that one 5 times fast. Colin Klein under center. And another timeout is going to be burned. Only 10 men on the field this time for Kansas State. Uncharacteristic mistakes by the Wildcats here in this first half. Back here in Ames, it is very loud here. Darius, how loud is it down there?
It is unbelievable on the field right now. A record crowd here in Ames today, and it shows because the 12th man is in full effect. Colin Klein can't hear. He can't even see signals from the sideline right now. That's why they had to burn 3 timeouts.
Terrell Miller in motion on 1st and 10. Klein hands off to Hubert. Hubert breaks a tackle. And John Hubert with an 11-yard run on 1st down, tackled by Jaquez Washington. And Eric Crouch, you played here in Ames. You played in big places. What's that like as a quarterback? How do you kind of tune out the crowd and get your team ready?
Well, you just have to be focused. And right now, those penalties, 10 guys in the huddle, 12 guys in the huddle, that is Colin Klein's responsibility before he breaks the huddle to make sure that he has everybody in that personnel group.
Klein keeps it. Thought about pitching it. He didn't. Ran up the middle. And Colin Klein, a smart decision, gets 7 yards as Darrell Givens with the tackle.
Well, Colin Klein knows right here they've got man coverage. He saw the safety deep, but he just beats the defensive end with his speed and his ability to gain 2 or 3 yards, but really just falling down.
2nd down and 3 coming up here for the Wildcats. Trailing by 4. Handoff. Hubert breaks it to the outside. And Hubert crosses midfield up to the 48-yard line of Iowa State. A 9-yard run, a 1st down, and A.J. Klein with his 2nd tackle.
Well, again, they're in cover 1. 1 safety in the middle of the field. Press corners, puts an extra guy down in the box to try to stop the run. But what happens if the running back or the quarterback gets past the linebacker's level? There's only one guy you got to beat now, and that's the safety. So that's the risk you take.
Justin Kutcher, Eric Crouch, Darius Walker with you here in Ames, Iowa, as number 6 K-State has this trap game before they play West Virginia next week in Morgantown. Klein looking to pass off the zone read, lofts one in the air, completes it to Tremaine Thompson. A 23-yard completion to Thompson into that wind.
Well, Colin Klein does a great job of finding the receiver that's wide open, knowing where his openings are in the field. That time they go to zone, and he just lofts the ball up over the defender and puts it right in the place it needed to be.
1st and 10 from the 25. Klein rolling out, asking for a block. He gets it. Dives forward across the 15, be marked down at the 14-yard line. An 11-yard run for the big senior quarterback. Colin Klein, his teammates, they've nicknamed him Baby Tebow. And if you think about Tim Tebow's college football career, that is a big-time compliment.
Yeah, it sure is. And the way that he just plays the game, you say he's unorthodox in what he does, but he gets the job done, and he's been very, very consistent.
Hand off to Hubert. And Hubert pushes that pile forward up the 9, picks up 5. Jacquez Washington with his 3rd tackle.
Well, the free safeties and the strong safeties are going to be really important today in stopping the run. If the running backs or the quarterbacks see Klein, he's gotten to that 2nd level, and they miss a tackle, it could be a really big play.
Angelo Pease is now in at tailback. Second and 5. Play clock is down to 6. No timeouts remaining. Klein on the draw, and he gets bottled up. Jake Knott was there for the first contact, a pickup of just 1.
Take a look at A.J. Klein. He walks in here, right here, and he stuffs Angelo Pease, which makes Colin Klein have to go another way. And then the pursuit is there to make the tackle.
The largest crowd on history on their feet, making some noise, looking for a stop.
2 tight ends in the game.
Klein. The pitch to Hubert. And Hubert gets hit. Where do they mark him down? Jeremiah George made the tackle, but did he have enough for that first down? It's going to be so close.
Well, I am so impressed by George's ability there to get out to the outside and make a tackle that might have saved a first down.
We're going to have a measurement here.
Well, the option play was run to perfection by Colin Klein. He got to number 34, ate up the pitch man, and made a nice pitch to allow Hubert to use his skills and his speed. But again, Jeremiah George coming up and making a big stop.
And they are short. You have to think, though, on 4th and inches, this K-State team will go for it. We've seen them before. They give it to Colin Klein, and he just falls forward.
What a nice spot. He did hit the out-of-bounds line. The referee saw it. It's where the ball is when he goes out of bounds, not his body.
4th and inches. Again, no timeouts remaining for Kansas State.
One-on-one matchup outside with Reeves and Terrell Miller.
Klein tries to sneak it, and Klein with that push should have the first down. He does. 1st and goal is coming up for Kansas State.
And we've covered Kansas State quite a bit this year. And Colin Klein in 4th and 1 situations just uses his big frame and gets down and pushes that line of scrimmage forward for a 2-yard gain.
10th play of the drive is coming up. 1st and goal from the 3 for Kansas State.
I expect him to keep pounding it out on the ground right here. No reason to go away from it.
Tannehill, the tight end in motion. Handoff to Hubert, and Hubert gets stuffed. He'll lose a couple of yards.
Just a good job up front. We talked about Jake McDonough and how important he's going to be in that defensive line and stopping the run. But you see, he just stuffs it up there and inches his way forward for a couple of yards. It really disrupts that play.
His defensive coordinator, Wally Burnham, said this guy can dominate one-on-one.
They're in that double tight formation again, so giving that balanced look to Iowa State's defense.
Klein, the pitch to Hubert. And Hubert gets tackled, and the flag comes in. The horse collar tackle by Jeremiah George.
Personal foul. Horse collar tackle. Defense number 52. At the distance for the goal, automatic first down.
Horse collar tackle. You'll see that he got his hands just on his shoulder pads, and when you get your hands on the shoulder pads behind, there could be a lot of injury there with a pulled hamstring, or pulling a guy back like that can cause some serious injury.
We showed you the highlights of the Red River rivalry before. It was Roy Williams who basically made that one famous, that play.
I think Roy Williams did that a few times to me when we played each other.
First and goal now from the 2. Klein patiently into the end zone, touchdown. And look at the emotion from Colin Klein. You don't see that often.
Well, I think this is a big game, and they know how big it is to come into Iowa State and play. This team hasn't been here ever. It's been 4 years since they've been back to Iowa State. But Colin Klein's showing his emotion and how important it is to drive the length of the field and score touchdowns to get this team motivated. They've been making some mistakes, so this might be the way for them to turn around.
Anthony Cantelli on for the extra point. A 12-play drive results in the 8th rushing touchdown of the year for Colin Klein. K-State back on top by 3. 10-7, Kansas State leading Iowa State after Colin Klein's 2-yard touchdown run. Again, another long, sustained drive for the Wildcats. 75 yards in 12 plays, 6 minutes and 40 seconds. And on to kickoff will be Anthony Cantelli kicking into the wind with Jarvis West and Josh Lentz back deep. We could very well see a return here for Iowa State. Lentz from the 9. Lentz, flags come flying in as he gets the outside. Lentz down the sideline, gets shoved out of bounds, but there are flags all over the field. It would have been a 39-yard return. Let's see what these flags are for. Our referee is Reggie Smith.
During the return, there were fouls by both teams. Holding receiving team number 4. That's a 10-yard penalty. Late game, sideline interference by Kansas State. That 5-yard penalty from the succeeding spot. First down, Iowa State.
You see the penalty right here. He's going to get a little bit of a hold to his arm, so they're going to see that. He's got his whole entire forearm on Sam Richardson, not doing a good job of just letting the guy go by him. If you're beat, don't create the penalty.
It always amazes me how those penalties are so far away from the play. You're that far away, just don't touch him.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you let him go by. He's typically not going to make the tackle or the play anyway.
Instead of starting at the 48, they start at their own 23. Chantrell Johnson in the backfield. On first down, Barnett quickly throws to his tight end, Ernst Brunn, for a quick completion.
If we go back to the touchdown and look at the linebackers, if you don't think they know where these guys are, take a look at Angelo Peace and the inside guy tackle, finding the blocks and creating that lane for Colin Klein to run in the end zone.
Second and 7 after the 3-yard pickup. Play action. Pass is incomplete through the hands of Quentin Bundridge. Let's check in with Patrick O'Neill for a game break.
All right, I tell you what, the Sooners are looking really tough. Texas, Oklahoma, Blake Bell, second touchdown of the game. Sooners bulldozing the Longhorns, up 20-2. Shows you how good K-State is as they beat OU. Let's go back to Justin and Eric.
They beat OU at OU. And now it's 3rd and 7.
Man coverage by Kansas State.
Blitz is coming. Barnett throws on the run. Incomplete. Was looking for Jarvis West.
As a quarterback, Barnett's really needs to know where his safety is. The safety moved to the middle of the field. You got 3 guys right here that are covering man-to-man situations. But they got good pressure on the defensive line to flush him out of the pocket and create a bad throw.
Kirby Vanderkamp on to punt. Tremaine Thompson is standing back at his own 27-yard line. A high punt. Fair catch called. Tremaine Thompson fumbles it. Iowa State recovers.
Tremaine Thompson, a tough job of watching that ball while it's in the wind. It's spinning around, it's twirling around. It's hard to judge. And you saw him right there, fumble the ball. Iowa State gets on top of it now, creates an opportunity for them.
Matt Morton with a fumble recovery, and now a red zone opportunity here for Iowa State. 1st and 10 from the 19. Barnett taking a shot to the end zone, and it's intercepted. Ty Zimmerman. And Zimmerman will run it back out to the 23-yard line. Wow.
When you have the opportunity that they just had inside, throwing the ball up for grabs and making a bad decision is not what you want to do as a quarterback. You need to take care of the football and put the ball where it's supposed to be. This was zone coverage. In zone coverage, if you see a guy in the zone, you go to your next read. You could easily send it off to his running back who's on the outside. Create a big play.
2nd straight week with an interception for Ty Zimmerman. And just like last week at Kansas, momentum changing on each and every play.
Braden Wilson in the game.
Klein on 1st down, hands off to Hubert. And Hubert, nowhere to go. A.J. Klein was right there.
We see Ty Zimmerman, how excited he is to get the momentum of his team right back.
And look who is right there. Tremaine Thompson, who fumbled that punt. You know he's saying, thank you. Thank you for picking me up.
Probably the happiest guy on the team right now.
2nd down and 10. And what do you know, but the sun is starting to shine here, trying to peek through the clouds in Ames, Iowa. Flags come flying in from both sides of the field.
We got early movement. And Cleong Lang, take a look and see if that's what they saw.
Offside with contact. Defense number 90. 5-yard penalty at 2nd down.
You almost wonder if Iowa State is starting to lose a little focus right here. Leon Lang just getting an early start on that ball. His job is not to listen to the quarterback. His job is to watch the football, and when it's snapped, then he can go.
2nd down and 5 coming up here for Kansas State after the interception by Ty Zimmerman. Braden Wilson, the lone man in the backfield with Colin Klein. Klein, the design run. And Klon has a hole, but there is a flag in the backfield. This one could be coming back.
Holding. Offense number 37. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
So you gain 5 yards on the first penalty. Now you lose 10 yards on the next penalty.
I wonder if this game is just getting sloppy, the focus of both teams. But Braden Wilson comes across. It almost puts his arm out and around him. And anytime that their arms get outside, you saw Jeremiah George, their linebacker number 52, pretty much get taken to the ground.
Second down and 15. Play clock is down to 2. Klon's got to get it off with no timeouts. Klon in the pocket, dancing around. And he throws short, looking for Chris Harper. Let's check in with Patrick O'Neill for another game break.
Justin, we may have to rename this one the Red River route. At least that's what it's been the past couple of years. Landry Jones, the Trey Millard. Oh, look at that move. Goes 73 yards down the sideline. Oklahoma would end up scoring. Guess who? Yeah, it was Blake Bell, the Belldozer. It's 27-2 Oklahoma over Texas. Justin and Eric, they're crushing it.
Patrick, the Red River route, the Belldozer. I love it. Another 3rd and long, the fourth time this game for 3rd and 10 or more for Kansas State. Klein trying to set up the screen pass. And there to break it all up was Jake Knott as he tackles John Hubert for a loss of 3. And now you're going to have a punt with Ryan Dorr into this win from his own end zone.
But take a look at Jake Knott. He's not going to get fooled. He's a guy that's going to use his vision. He takes one step and goes. He knows that there's a playmaker out there. That playmaker is John Hubert, and he doesn't want to let him out of his vision.
Aaron Horn and Josh Lentz are standing at their own about 45-yard line. Dorr punting into the wind. Fair catch. It's called and made for by Aaron Horn. Great starting field position for Iowa State as they trail by 3 here in the second quarter. Paul Rhodes takes off the sweatshirt. Great field position once again here for his Iowa State Cyclones. Inside of K-State territory. Last time, it was an interception on the goal line. Barnett in the shotgun on first down. Hands off to Shatrell Johnson, who gets back to the line of scrimmage, tackled by Violet Tui. You know, Eric, if you think back to that last drive for Iowa State when they got the ball after the fumble on the punt, one of the reasons why they made the change from Steele Jance to Jared Barnett was because Barnett takes care of the ball. He threw the interception. That was the problem with Steele Jance. Yeah, it was. I mean, he's still a young quarterback. He does have experience, but he has to make better decisions in the throwing game if they want to be an all-around team. On 2nd and 10, a run here for Barnett, and Barnett gets pulled down from behind by Adam Davis. How strong is Adam Davis that he can do that from behind, and he looked like he was on a knee? Yeah, he's just an incredible player. We've seen him this is the 3rd week now, how strong he is, you know, by just grabbing a guy with one arm and pulling him to the ground and kind of taking him around like he's a rag doll. Steele Jance looking on. Lost his starting job after the loss to Texas Tech when he threw 3 interceptions in that game. We're ready for a read zone in here. Quarterback and running back. 3rd and 8. Barnett has some room, runs, puts a move on to get the first down. Tackled from behind by Justin Tuggle, but a 10-yard run. Now into the hurry-up. Handoff to Johnson, and Johnson will get a yard, tackled by John Sua. Well, now it seems like they're kind of getting into that game. They're picking up their tempo. The running back and the quarterback are the ones they're relying on to make big plays in this offense. Jeff Woody is now in. He's the power back for Iowa State. We saw him pick up a first down before on 4th and 1. Barnett stepping up. Barnett escapes the pressure. Open man is Brun. Brun dives for the pylon, and they're going to say he was out of bounds.
Well, I think it's so impressive that Barnett is able to flush the pocket and be aware that there's a receiver out there that's open. Ernst Brun doing a tremendous job of using his power and trying to get it in that end zone.
The officials are still talking it over. Now they say touchdown.
That might be the longest span I've ever seen or saw.
Did his foot step out?
Doesn't look like it stepped out.
I don't think so either.
What a great call by the referees.
If you can still see green along that sideline, it's a touchdown.
The confidence now for Barnett in the red zone before. Makes a bad decision. Comes back and throws a touchdown pass.
This play is obviously under review. Watch his left hand. Where's the ball? Where is his hand? The ball is past the pylon.
Ball past the pylon before his arm. Touched the out of bounds line. I think they made a good call. That's a touchdown. It won't take them long to figure this one out.
Reggie Smith on the headset with the replay officials upstairs, trying to make sure they get this call right. If it is a touchdown, it would be a 30-yard touchdown play from Jared Barnett, escaping the pressure, getting it to his tight end, Ernst Brun.
And what about the escapability of Barnett? It looked like he was sacked back there. And then he got out of it, turned his shoulders, and made an accurate throw. Really liking what he's doing on this drive.
How about the athleticism right there by Ernst Brun, 6'3", 245 pounds, out of Stone Mountain, Georgia. Keeping his balance. Let's see what the play is.
After further review, the ruling on the field calls a stand. Stands is called.
A 30-yard touchdown pass to Ernst Brun. After a long discussion by the officials, they get it right. And now Edwin Arceo on for the extra point. Iowa State takes advantage of the short field. They put 7 on the board and they lead 14-10. Coming up on the Pizza Hut halftime report, the update on the Red River rivalry, or as Patrick said, the Red River route. A tight game for number 18 Louisville at Pitt and Auburn. Their troubles continuing. But here is an upset brewing as Iowa State leads Kansas State by 4 after that 42-yard, 5-play drive for the Iowa State Cyclones. We were talking about weather coming in. Right now it looks all right. Edwin Arceo will kick off, block it in the end zone. He's going to return this from 2 yards deep. Lockett is a dangerous return man, and he brings it across the 30. He'll be marked down at around the 31-yard line. Today, Foxtoberfest continues as Aaron Andrews, Eddie George, and Joey Harrington get you ready for kickoff on the Ford Fox College Saturday pregame show, followed by exciting doubleheader action as Utah battles UCLA. The number 11 USC will take on Washington. Coverage of Fox College football presented by Geico begins at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, 11:30 a.m. Pacific. No timeouts remaining here for Kansas State with 2:19 to go, trailing by 4 here in the first half. Klein with some time. Steps up over the middle, completes to Lockett. And Lockett with a move cuts it back. Still on his feet across the 25, down at the 24-yard line. A 45-yard completion to Tyler Lockett.
You don't think of Colin Klein as that drop-back quarterback, but he sits in the pocket, has great protection by his offensive line, and puts the ball right in the middle of the field for Lockett to really run under that and make a great grab.
Under 2 minutes, but a big strike right there by Kansas State. Angelo Pease in the backfield. Klein over the middle, completes to his tight end, Travis Tannehill, who looked like he was on the ground when he jumped up to make the catch. A completion of 8.
And Iowa State doing some different things in the secondary. That time they played zone, and tight end just sat there in the hole and waited for Colin Klein to get him the ball.
Klein passes to Tannehill. It's behind him, incomplete. 1:24 to go. Remember, last week against Kansas, mismanagement of the clock for Kansas State at the end of the half. They did not get any points on the board. Now you're facing 3rd and 2. You've got 1:24 to go. And if you're Iowa State, you need to come up with a stop. You have to keep that momentum on your side.
And I like how they huddled up right here. They made the communication to everybody what the play was.
Klein, flag on the play, looked like maybe offsides against Jake McDonough.
Defense number 94, a 5-yard penalty yields a first down.
That's a costly penalty against Jake McDonough. Sets up a first down here for Kansas State.
That penalty really acts like a timeout for Kansas State, stopping the clock.
Klein under center. And again up front. This time it's Cleon Lang.
Offside with contact. Defense number 94. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Eric, are they listening to the snap or are they watching the ball?
Well, right now they're listening to what Colin Klein is saying, because if they weren't, they'd be watching the ball and they'd be on sides.
1st and 5 now. Klein keeps it. Klein cuts it back. Touchdown. Second rushing touchdown of the game for Colin Klein, and that is a huge answer by the Wildcats.
It sure is, and you know what they like to do on the goal line. They got a big, powerful quarterback in Colin Klein. But look at the block, the patience right there by Angelo Pease. For a second, it didn't look like the block was going to be there. And then all of a sudden it shows up, and Colin Klein gets underneath and scores the touchdown.
Now on for the extra point is Anthony Cantelli. Back and forth we go here in the second quarter. 17-14. Kansas State now leads Iowa State as we take a look at our Ford first half stat comparison. Look at that time of possession in favor of Kansas State.
Yeah, and you look at Paul Rhodes right there. I think he's a little bit disgusted because Kansas State is not the strike quick type of offense. They're a wear you out type offense. But that big play in the passing game early was what set that touchdown up.
Think about it. They started that drive and they threw a 45-yard pass on first down. They had no timeouts remaining, and they had about, what, 2:17 to go, 2:37 to go. And they get a touchdown here, 5 plays, 69 yards, a minute and 30 seconds.
If you think about it, what a great play call. You know, first down. You know, let's give it a shot. Maybe we'll get a touchdown here. We'll be right back in it.
So kicking into the wind again is Cantelli, with Jarvis West back deep at his own 2-yard line, expecting to be able to return this one. Iowa State does have 2 timeouts remaining. And the ball comes off the tee with the wind blowing here. 4 lead changes here in the second quarter alone. A high short kick, and the fair catch is called for and made at the 20. It was signaled by the tight end, Ernst Brunn.
Again, Colin Klein in his anticipation of blocks opening up. You see him, he's waiting. In the last second there, you thought that he might have gone in early. But his patience, he sits there for an extra second before he reads that block.
Now up to 42 career rushing touchdowns for Colin Klein. Trails only Monty Ball among active FBS players. Jared Barnett with the wind behind him and 2 timeouts will try to drive his team down the field to get some points, or maybe not. They're going to take a knee here.
I think it's the best thing for them to do. Get in the locker room, evaluate the things that they need to evaluate, make the changes that they need to make. They did lose momentum right now. You know, they had the momentum. It was up for grabs, but now Kansas State going into halftime will have the momentum.
But you had 2 timeouts remaining. You've got the wind behind you. Why not take a chance to do something here?
Well, I think this is what I said. They really want to get in the locker room. They feel like right now they're in a good position to win this football game, only down by 3 points. But Kansas State will get the football back to start the second half.
Kansas State, like you just said, they will get that ball to start the second half. But coming up on that Pizza Hut halftime report, Texas against OU. Tight game for Louisville and Pitt, and what's going on at Auburn. But the score here at the half is 17-14 Kansas State. Now let's take it to Patrick O'Neill, Eddie George, and Joey Harrington at the Fox studio for the Pizza Hut halftime report.